Good evening. Hello, and welcome to our 40-day meditation challenge. Today is the last day of our meditation challenge. For 40 days, we chose to meditate every single evening for a few minutes. Some of you made a choice to meditate for 5 minutes. Some of you decided to meditate a little bit longer. But we did it every single evening, and we did it for ourselves. Every single evening we meditated. We spent some time in silence, observing the breath. The breath, the breath which we take in and out every single moment. This is what brings us, the breath brings us back to what's happening here and now. So that's why we made that choice for that period of time for 40 days, from February 1st till March 12th, every single day for 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes, to sit and observe the breath. And of course, there were times when we were distracted by thoughts, by other things that happened around us, but we trained our mind to come back to the breath, back to the inhale and back to the exhale. And you will see that over time, with practice, you will find yourself in that state even when you're not sitting with your eyes closed. At some point, you will be able to, while talking, communicating, responding, you will be able to detach from everything that's happening inside of you and to be the observer. And that way, you will be able to respond from a different place. Instead of identifying yourself with all those thoughts and emotions and feelings, you'll be able to detach from everything that's happening, and you'll be able to respond from another place of peace and love and joy from your heart. This requires regular practice and lots of patience. And in order to get the full benefit, just be consistent, be disciplined, do it regularly, and slowly the truth will start to reveal itself. Why I'm saying practice is so important is because through our own experience, through our own meditation practice, we can see what works, what does not work, and we can apply all of these skills that we develop while meditating in our daily moment-to-moment, on a daily basis, from moment to moment. So I have shared in the past that for the last 6 years, and even a little bit more than 6 years, I've been taking piano lessons. And I'll be honest, at the beginning, I was forcing a little bit myself. I did want to learn how to play piano. I was inspired. It was very challenging, extremely challenging, to be honest. But I forced a little bit myself to practice every single day. And at some point, it just became natural. I knew that I have to sit and I have to practice. And I did try different approaches. So at the beginning, I was practicing one day, I was skipping one day, and then I didn't practice for another 2 days, and so on. So what I realized that when I skip a day or two, and even I practice next time, let's say a full hour, I still cannot perform as well as if I do it on a daily basis. So at some point I noticed I sat every single day for a few minutes, every single day. And when I had my piano lesson, I was able to perform much better. So it's the same idea here. If we want to get the benefit, we have to do it regularly, consistently, patiently. And going back to the piano part, is that I started enjoying that, and now I'm enjoying the music. Because I'm at a level where I can play pieces by Bach, by Beethoven, and they make me feel so good and proud of myself for because it's just the fact that I'm sitting, I'm doing it, and I can see the result, and I can experience uh, the sound of this divine music. It recharges me so much, and now you don't even need to tell me go and sit and practice. I just do it, and I just sit and I practice for as long as I want because I enjoy it so much. So I do meet with my tutor every single week, and of course I want to do well, uh, but it's coming. um, I don't need to force myself. It's just coming. It's coming naturally. It's coming. It's just I sit, and the moment I start playing, I enjoy the music so much that I I I just play my pieces, and at some point I decide, okay, that's enough, and now let's continue with the next thing. So the same with the meditation practice. At the beginning, especially the first year, I remember when I went to that meditation retreat, and as I told you, the teacher recommended that we continue with the practice every single day, and he said for 2 hours, one in the morning and one in the evening. And at the beginning, my mind was uh, debating, negotiating, how is that going to happen? And you know what? I decided to to create that space for myself, no matter how challenging it was. I decided to create that space for myself. So made I changed my routine a little bit so that I can spend 1 hour before work and then 1 hour before I go to bed. And at the beginning, as I said, for the first year, it was really hard. So I've been meditating for about 6.5 years, a little bit more than 6.5 years, every single day for 2 hours, morning 1 hour, evening 1 hour. And sometimes I'm meditating during the day. So, for example, I'm at work. Um, and let's say I open my email, there is an important email, but instead of responding from a place of, let's say, strong emotions, I just sit down, I can close my eyes for 2, 3, 5 minutes, and then I am able to respond from a place of peace and love, because my intention is to not to harm anyone in any way. And of course, if that happens, I apologize, ask for forgiveness, but I'm learning from my mistakes. So with the meditation, we have to decide. You already had how many weeks? We've practiced for so long, for 40, almost 40 days. So today is the last day. And you need to decide for yourself, how do you feel after this practice? And if you really experience the benefit, that's why I said let's do it for a period of time so that you can really see what the full benefit of this practice is. So if you feel good about yourself, I highly recommend that you continue practicing. You'll feel better and better. The more you practice, the more will be revealed to you. You just need to, as I said, be patient, be diligent, be consistent, and decide for yourself how much time you wish to spend. And if it happens, because in life there are things that arise, and I'll be honest, there were a few times when I couldn't meditate for the full hour. Let's say that I had to attend a wedding, and we came back really late, so it was pretty much in the morning. So what I did is I just sat for a few minutes. I did my best. I sat for a few minutes. I couldn't stay for the full hour because I was falling asleep, but I did my best. So not to be judgmental, not to judge yourself if you cannot practice for that period of time that you have decided. But at least skipping a day. Be aware, be mindful, and put the effort. As I said, at the beginning, it will be a little bit harder because the mind will be trying to trick you. But the more you train the mind, eventually it will just give up. It will say, okay, you want to do it, do it. That's your choice, do it. So that's the thing. The mind needs to be trained, and that's what we're doing. Sitting, breathing, I do recommend that you practice in silence, because when you're practicing in silence, you you're more aware of what's happening. You can recognize all of these emotions, feelings. There are not that many external distractions. That's why it's better to practice in silence. I don't mind. I also practice sometimes guided meditations. They're also great. They also help you relax, but that's what I'm practicing for myself. I practice in silence for 1 full hour morning and 1 full hour evening, and I'm just more connected with my body, and I can more easily detach from the thoughts, from the emotions, and just be the observer and be aware. Sometimes in my meditation, signs are given to me. I receive answers. So when there is no music around, I can just more easily connect and get the information that is provided to me and is given to me. And the other thing is, when we train our mind to return to the breath and to be the observer, when at some point we will be able to apply all of this when communicating. While you do your work or do your activities during the day, you will be able, there'll be no music to put you in that relaxed state. So, but because you practice meditation regularly, you'll be able to detach from everything that's happening. You will pause for a moment, you will observe, and then after you pause, you connect with your heart, and then you respond from another place. And it's very important because we're creating our reality, and in order to create that peace around us, we need to first experience it inside of us, and we have to be able to not to be able, but once we connect with the heart, it puts you in a space of peace and love and care, and then that's what you share, and that's what comes back to you. Of course, some work is required, some inner healing is required, but with practice and patience, everything, like, things will be released, emotions will be released, fears will be released, destructive thoughts will be released, and you'll just be more at peace with yourself. And once we learn how to do that within ourselves, then we'll be able to create that on our beautiful planet, because that's what's eventually going to happen. We will live, and I can see it in my head. I visualize it, I see it, I feel it within. It's a matter of time, and of course, for all of us to transform and eventually to that to become our reality. So I'm very grateful to all of you for joining and for practicing, because we're all part of the whole. We're all needed. Everybody has an important role here. And many words can be said, but the practice cannot be replaced. The practice is what is really the key. That's what's needed. And the practice will help us move forward on the path, because through the practice, we experience the truth. We experience the reality as it is, and that helps us connect with the truth and just live a happier, more fulfilled, more inspired and creative life. And it's 9 o'clock, so let's do it. Let's do it together. So I'll invite you to take a comfortable seated position with your legs crossed. Of course, you have the option to keep your feet on the ground. For the hands, you may either keep your hands on your laps, or if you wish, you can place your palms right on top of each other. And open your heart, tuck the chin in slightly, and let's do it. Close your eyes, take a few mindful breaths in and out through the nose. You may start with a deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale and deep exhale, focusing on the sound of the breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Let's take one more deep breath in together. Inhale and deep exhale. Listen to the sound that your breath generates. That will help you stay present and aware of your breath. And if you're gone for a moment or two, just come back to your breath. It's okay, it's normal. Just come back to your breath. Now let's take a deep breath in and breath out. Let's place palms in front of the heart center. Connect with your heart. Connect with the truth and the wisdom within. Place your thumbs between the eyebrows and repeat mentally, let my thoughts be kind, and send a few kind thoughts to yourself. Thumbs closer to your lips and repeat mentally, let my words be kind, and send a few kind words to our beautiful planet, Earth. And from here, bring your palms closer to your heart and repeat mentally, let my actions be kind, and do something kind for someone who is in need whenever there is an opportunity. May all beings come to be in a state of peace, bliss, joy, and love. May all beings discover their true nature, connect with their hearts, and create via the heart center. The light in me bows to the light in each one of you. Namaste. Welcome back. So as you can see, even just a few minutes makes a difference. And I just wanted to add something, that with this practice, our goal is not to stop the thoughts. We're just detaching from them, and we're coming back to the present moment. And eventually, you'll notice some changes in the quality of your thoughts. They'll become more caring, less judgmental. There'll be more appreciation, more gratitude. And there will be times when naturally there'll be times of complete peace and stillness and quietness. So we're not forcing, we're not suppressing, we're not trying to stop them. No, they will run, but we're detaching, we're not feeding them, and we're observing them. We're coming back to the breath, coming back to the breath. And they just keep going, one after another, like the clouds. And the same with emotions, feelings. You communicate with people, you may notice that something arises within you. And again, detach, observe. Okay, right now, let's say I feel peaceful. I'm aware of that. And you may feel it in different parts of the body. You may feel it in the heart center, heart area, like you may feel lightness. So we're not trying to suppress, it's more observing the reality as it is, observing from a distance, detaching. And again, with time, once we start releasing layer after layer of negativity and toxicity, you will feel more and more in alignment with your true nature and more at peace, and you'll feel the harmony. But practice, practice, and practice. From this point on, the choice is yours. You decide for yourself when, what time, how long you're going to meditate. You're doing this for yourself and for the world. This is actually, you're affecting the whole. And everybody's contribution is important. So make a choice and stick to that choice. And if it happens that you can't practice, be kind to yourself. Learn from your experiences. Learn from what arises, from what passes away, and then and 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 eventually many things, like and they're all the time, there are things are changing, but more and more is revealed to us, and the more connected we feel. And there are challenges for everyone, but we just look from different perspectives, and that makes it when we look from different perspective, it doesn't look as how to say, it doesn't look overwhelming. It doesn't look impossible. There is a solution that is provided, and there are many solutions that are provided. Some are coming from the ego, some are coming from a higher consciousness, and we make the choice how to respond, and based on that our reality changes. So thank you again. Yes, love to all. Thank you very much for the kind message. Yes, let's continue practicing, and we'll connect again at some point, and we'll have this opportunity to practice. So I wish you all a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend, and decide for yourself how would you like to move forward. But thank you for doing this for 40 days. At least you have now a taste of what meditation practice is, and how powerful it is on our mind and our bodies. And we'll stay connected, and we keep moving forward as one, together as one. I wish you all lots of love, lots of peace, lots of happiness, and see you soon. Bye, everyone.